today. From TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's the AFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. Russell Wilson and the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Deshaun Watson and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
At the 29-yard line.
He's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Holding offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Here's Watson now on second down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle it, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards, a first down.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. If you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson going right side here, and that's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 25 yards that time.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
As I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
On 2nd and goal, Watson to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
All right, everybody in the house had to figure that was going to be a 1-yard plunge. I know I was fooled. How about you?
Absolutely. Had to readjust my eyes when it was a play fake. Good job defensively, though, to not bite.
Too bad that didn't end the series. They stopped the hold in there.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. So much for being intimidated on the road in the playoffs, right? That was a pretty clinical drive right there.
Yeah, they seem to come out with the attitude of, we don't deal with pressure. We create it on the other team. Just took it right down the field and stuffed it in the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
At the 31-yard line.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Hey, 0. 95.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Going to throw right side here, complete. Wilson, a good rally to the football, keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 39. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Jaguars nothing.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 39-yard line. Now a handoff looking right.
The ball Carried by
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
Wilson.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
Brings up 3rd.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen, broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Looking downfield for Godwin. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Vegas. 47 yards.
We saw these guys have some big plays in their wild card win last week, and they're certainly going to need to continue to put up plays like we just saw there if they hope to continue to move on in these playoffs.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
At the 19-yard line.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone.
And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return, what? Terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going. Whoosh.
And he works free. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Gun. 57. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
To throw again, Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Wilson will throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
After the interception, here's Watson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
10 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Buying time to his left. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Matt Prater on for the field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
17.
So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
2nd and 10.
57's the mic. Mark 57.
Throwing again. Wilson. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Wilson's
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
55.
To throw again is Wilson. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
57. Mike, 57. Silver.
Throwing again here, Wilson looking deep for Julio. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
intended for Julio Jones.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
10 at the 30-yard line.
To throw again, Wilson flush to his right. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop any defensively. 3rd down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This, the first of 4 divisional round matchups coming up this weekend. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round games in the AFC. And it looks like a good one, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts matching up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, in our game, we've got 1 half remaining to find out who goes on to the AFC title game. And to bring it all to you, let's send it back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone. Back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And this will make it into the end zone. Uses the spin. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Here's a first down throw that's complete.
Wilson,
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing is Wilson. And the Raiders have got him.
Wilson sacked.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Looking downfield for... And that's caught inside the 35. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
A 6-yard
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal.
2nd down and goal. Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Julio Jones there to make the grab. And the Jaguars are back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. this game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
He was brought down.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Second and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
An important play right here, third and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And that is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Brings up second and a yard.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown.
Matt Prater lining up for the point after.
This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Prater for the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And now out come the Jags.
36 power. Mike 55, Mike 55. Yo, 14. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to...
On first down, Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
That's good for a Jaguars. First and 10 at the 41.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Wilson on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44.
Wilson's pass intercepted by the...
If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
And this is caught at the 8. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set them up 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
Makes the score.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And this carries into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
Man, it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the number 1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the number 1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
It's caught at the 10. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So they say we'll let that completed pass stand, and we'll bring up third down instead as they decline it.
So they're comfortable with the yardage. The big thing to them is what you pointed out, getting it to third down and making the play there.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's fourth.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And this is caught at the 8. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Touchdown, Raiders.
A 24-yard touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, wow, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get-go. And that's always a coach's fear. Okay, you earn the open week, but you wonder how they'll respond to that extra time off.
And it seems like they've been running uphill all game.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a first and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to have this down deep into Vegas territory. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 49 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
57, Mike 57.
Throwing again. Wilson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw is Wilson. Throwing on third and long. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars get a score closer.
That touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a two-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a two-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Number 33, the ball carrier.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Third down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the 13-year man puts it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17.
Raiders 41.
So with that, you figure now this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And there is a lot of shock in the stadium. The top seed, the favorites, really getting handled thus far in this divisional round and getting close to a disappointing one-and-done scenario in these playoffs. They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
7-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. A slant to Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Julio Jones once again the intended target. And it's second down.
Second and 10.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Julio Jones once again the intended target. And it'll bring up third down.
And 10 yards to go.
On third down, Wilson. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Their coaching staff, they were pretty adamant beginning of the year. Our goal is to get to the Super Bowl. Well, they made it to the playoffs. That's part one, but they fall a little bit short.
And to me, once again, it exemplifies just how difficult it is to not just make the playoffs,